for a tri-state tour. I went to Chicago, I went to Cleveland, and I went to Nashville. In Nashville, I debated Rachel Wilson, wife of prominent right-wing debater Andrew Wilson, about whether feminism was good or bad for society. Let's just say it didn't go well for Rachel because, you know, she was a woman on stage debating the thing that feminism allowed her to do. Today I'm going to tell you the story of how my trip went, the drama that was involved, and we can have a little look at my absolute destruction of Rachel Wilson. Make sure you stick around. Please hit the like button, subscribe. Most importantly, share the stream. Share the stream. And I'm telling you, the best way, I've heard lots of feedback about this, the best way to share the stream is if you click on your browser bar and there's a URL, write that down on a bit of paper, and then get like a bowling ball or a brick and some rubber band and attach the bit of paper to the big heavy thing and just throw it through the nearest window. It seems to always bring me people, not necessarily happy, but you know, please share the stream, and that's just one of the ways to do it. See you soon. Remember, facepalm protection might be needed.
Flat Earth expert Mark Sargent thinks the moon landing was a hoax.
Technically, the moon itself is a hoax.
Right, but betting with Sportsbet's new iPhone app?
I could do this standing on my head.
Thanks, Gravity. Sportsbet's new iPhone app. It's foolproof.
The FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Earth thinks that evolution is real. Chemtrails don't exist, vaccines work. Climate change is happening, we landed on the moon. The FTFE show.
What's up, Clive?
Welcome to the FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Scooty, it's not alright. Baby, it's not alright.
We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Hey, I'm FTFE. Welcome back to the channel that does to stupidity what I did to Andrew Wilson's wife at Debatecon 6 in Nashville, Tennessee. Absolutely fantastic time I had away, and I want to, first off, give a massive thanks to Rubiks, Emily, for hosting me at her place in Cleveland for a week and being my assistant and looking after me and making sure I didn't do anything stupid or die for the 12 days that I was in the United States of America. It was a fantastic time, and I'm going to tell you all about it. There was some drama in Nashville, at least. The rest of it was pleasant as possible. But yeah, Nashville was fun, but yeah, a bunch of right-wing Christians and, you know, tempers. There was a little bit of drama. I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. Hello, Borg. I saw Borg there. Borg was there. Hi, Borg. I saw you. Obviously, Rubiks is in the chat, and Rubiks I spent a massive amount of time with. I met Toon while I was there. I met Goddess Engineer. Met Will Duffy. Met oh goodness me, what's his name? Sean Hibbler of Hibbler Productions. West Side Girl Reacts, who is a bit of a member for 15 months, says, I'm Craig. If I get 5 super chats, I'll ask West Side Girl to send me more Malort to drink. The Bears. Okay, so if I get 5 super chats, I'm going to ask West Side Girl to send me Malort. And it is not, just so everyone's aware, it is not safe to ship in large quantities. Okay? Yeah, I drank Malort while I was there. That was fun. So, hello to everybody. Yeah, we are going to talk about it. So what happened? I got to Debatecon, I got to Chicago 2 weeks ago Friday. And I met Rubiks there and went and got to the hotel and met up with, Toon picked us up from the airport. So literally as soon as I arrived in Chicago, met Rubiks, and then Toon, his wife and daughter, come and pick us up from the airport, which was fantastic. And then we went to the hotel that we were staying at, dropped our stuff off, and then we went out for some food and some drinks. We went to Gino's East for some pizza, which is amazing. Although I don't think there was any pizza there, if I'm honest with you, right? Let me show you. So this is where we went, and yeah, that thing that they've got there, this is their deep dish pizza. Pizza. It's lovely, right? But it's a casserole. It's not pizza. It's casserole. It takes 45 minutes to cook because it's so thick. This, so on the image, yeah, that's what it looks like. So deep dish pizza is a bit different, right? It's not normal. The cheese is underneath the sauce. So it's a really, really thick dough, massive dough, and then they coat it in loads of cheese right at the bottom. And then the one that Toon liked and that we had was the sausage one. So then it's just a massive sausage patty, like the size of the pizza, and then a massive thick layer of sauce. And it takes like 45 minutes to cook, and it is casserole with sauce and cheese. It's not pizza. It's fucking lovely. But Toon lied to me because he said we were going for pizza. And then, of course, we went back to the hotel, dropped our stuff off, and chilled for a bit, and then went and had some drinks. Where I got a little bit sloppy, not going to lie. We went to a bar. It was very cool. And I had some alcohol, and then some more alcohol. A couple of Long Island iced teas. I already had some tequilas at the pizza place. But, well, West Side Girl Reacts bought me a drink, sent them to Toon. Now, in Chicago, there is this drink called Jensen's Malort. It is a wormwood bitter, a bitter wormwood liqueur that tastes like grass clippings and sadness if they had sex with a Dementor. And it's horrific. It's horrible. It's disgusting. I don't know why anyone would ever want to drink it. But I did.
Well, here's me and Toon, and we're gonna Malort. What the fuck is that? Jesus, that's not nice. Ugh. Why would anyone drink? Well,
yeah, so it's horrific. It's horrible. And apparently they're going to make me drink some more, which is going to be fun. Tim Davidson for $2 says, if you fuck up cooking anything at all, call it Chicago style. Luke Fire says, I don't drink anymore, but when I did, I enjoyed Malort. Are you sadistic? How could you enjoy it? Today we're just going to do a brief 1 hour stream, by the way, and tomorrow we're going to do a bit more of a breakdown of the debate I had with Rachel Wilson. And then we've got on Wednesday we've got some Flerf fun to do. So, cannot wait. I'm trying to get some debates, but the Flat Earthers are just running for the hills. You know how it goes. Talking about Flat Earthers, Kevin John tagged me. I'm live now, Kevin. Come join. Bill Tetley for $5 says, Malort was made by a chronic smoker that had no taste buds and wanted to taste something. What did you expect, Craig? For me not want to be able to taste it like 3 weeks later? That would be good. Right. So, anyway, we're only in Chicago for a couple of days, and then Rubiks and I got the Amtrak, the overnight train to to her place, their place in Cleveland, Ohio, and it was absolutely fantastic. We spent a while there, and we went to do some meetups. We had went out for some meals. Went to the NASA Science Center. We did a live stream from the NASA Science Center. I'm going to show you one of my favorite things from the NASA Science Center. Where is it? Come on. Sorry, one sec. It's not moving. Did you see that? I'm going to show you again, because that blows my mind every time. It like makes me feel like a child. Like I don't know what the hell is going on. It is not moving at all. So yeah, we did a live stream from there, and I saw the Apollo capsule and touched it. It was amazing. Mike Urbowsk for $20 says, it was nice to meet you at Debatecon. I may be more on Rachel's side of the debate, but with major respect for you and all of your performances. I do think Rachel was arguing against societal norms, not individual liberty. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It was great to see all you guys there at Debatecon. Even though I'm fully against everything, I do have to say that the Crucible crew were incredible, and we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So after spending like 6-7 days in Cleveland, chilling out for a bit, I took Rubiks out for their birthday. That was a lot of fun, and we, like I said, we did the NASA Science Center, met up with a couple of people. We headed to the airport and flew to Nashville. In Nashville, we went to the hotel to meet up with the people from Debatecon. Saw James from Modern Day Debates, and went out for pretty much as soon as I got there, I got sorted, and then went and met up with our friend Will Duffy. Where's that one? There's me and Will. Will wanted to take me out for a meal. So Will took me out to a Brazilian restaurant called Fugio something or other, and it was fucking amazing. We had some Brazilian, like a Brazilian steakhouse, and it was just absolutely divine. Nicest, it's good having a millionaire as a friend, right? Meals like that. He says it's his favourite restaurant. I bet he has that like I have McDonald's whenever he wants. Yeah, Rubiks is in the chat pointing out that I got them drunk. I did get them very drunk at their birthday because we did a fair few shots of tequila. Because as soon as we finished, we got some more. And I don't think they were used to drinking that much. It was fun. But yeah, so then in Nashville, Friday night then we met up after the meal with Will. Met up with Godless Engineer. And Godless Engineer and I sat at the bar with Rubiks and the crew and had a bunch of drinks. Obviously Borg was there, Abrax was there, Pat in the chat was there. We had some good old drinks. Richard Carrier was there. I got a bit rowdy and called somebody a retard when I shouldn't have, of the right-wing crew, and it got them a bit pissed off. So I apologised. It was the wrong thing to do, and we bought them drinks, and all of us got very, very drunk. And then the Saturday was Debatecon. Rubiks and I were basically working, checking everybody in for the debates, getting everything organised, looking after everyone, dealing with any questions and everything, as well as obviously me being a speaker and a VIP guest. People had paid money to have meals and photos of me and stuff. It was wonderful. So as we were checking in, the first debate was happening, right? And the check-in booth was right opposite where the debate room was. And Andrew Wilson had checked in and everything. Everyone was there. It was all good. And then about 20 minutes later, a guy stormed up to the desk. Oh, there should be a ticket for me. And I was like, okay, who are you? So, what do you mean who I am? I'm a big famous influencer. I was like, I don't know who you are. So, do you have a ticket? He's like, I was invited. Well, who invited you? Well, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm sorry, there's no ticket for you. You're going to have to pay. So, we ended up paying for the VIP ticket, which was... which was $250. He paid in cash. He paid $300 cash, and then we got $50 change for him. And he went in to the room, and where Andrew Wilson was just standing, and I wasn't really paying attention. And it took about 3.5 minutes for two security guards to basically, under armpits, frog march this guy out of the building. And I was like, what just happened? Apparently, he tried to fight Andrew Wilson pretty much straight away. His name is Gary the Numbers Guy. He's got a YouTube channel, or haven't found it, but let's see if we can. Oh, it does come up.
We all love dogs.
This
Some
guy.
people say it's just because they're cute. Other people say...
Trying to see if his video getting thrown out in Nashville is there. It's this guy, apparently. I've never heard of him.
We all love dogs.
So, anyway, he's a numerology guy, right? And he debated Andrew Wilson. About 9 months ago. And I'm not a massive... I don't agree with Andrew Wilson's stance on anything that he says. I'm against his worldviews and his religion and his views on women and his views on rights and abortion. I'm against him on pretty much everything, right? But he absolutely destroyed Gary in this debate. He made Gary look pretty fucking retarded, right? Gary wasn't very happy about that. And during the debate, he predicted that Andrew Wilson would have the worst year of his life. So far, it's actually been one of the best years of his life. Funny that. But anyway, he turned up. He bought the ticket and he went in. Andrew Wilson was actually standing as you went in the door at the back, watching the first debate start to take place. And Gary the Numbers Guy went straight up to Andrew Wilson's face and was like, "Do something, bitch!" And like getting all aggressive and pushing and stuff. And he had to be taken out. But he came out of the conference room and headed straight for me because I was the guy that took his money. And then he got very angry at me because he wanted his money back. But the money had already gone to the person that was dealing with it. I didn't have it with me anymore. And he was getting very aggressive. So the guy that was dealing with the money had to come back out and then give him the money back. And there was a big argument and lots of, security took him to the front desk. And then he argued with the front desk because he is now being kicked out of the hotel, but he had paid for 2 nights at the hotel. So now he was live on his channel, which I was looking for. I think he must have deleted it. Yeah. So this was him out in Nashville. So he must have deleted the video of him getting kicked out of the hotel because he live streamed that. So he was trying to fight everyone, and it was a lot of fun. So there was that. Saturday night, we went out. Oh boy, did we go out. Andrew Wilson must have a lot of money. Because Andrew Wilson rented out a bar called Friends in High Places, which is owned by Garth Brooks, the country music star. And it was an open bar. If any of you know who Dr. Richard Carrier is, he's a very famous academic. He's the world's leading authority on Jesus never existed. Now, he is the second academic that I have met recently. In February, I met Lawrence Krauss, that knows how to fucking drink. Here is a picture of me and Richard Carrier at the end of the night. Or near the end of the night, I assume. This was what was going on in the bar in Nashville. Pretty fantastic. This is downtown Nashville. Just we gone into the bar. There's Borg, Rubiks, Richard Carrier. There's Abrax in the back there. Downtown Nashville was absolutely mental. I've actually never seen anything like it in my life. It was incredible. Hey, PhD Tony, how you doing, my friend? Lovely to see you. Well, it was about, I want to say 20 past 10 by the time we got there. All right, because the debates had all been done that day. We'd had the VIP dinner and the photo shoots and everything. And it was about like 8:30, 9 by the time we were starting to get ready to go, getting Ubers ordered and everything. And then there was a lot of traffic. So it was probably about 20 past 10 by the time we actually got to the bar. And somehow between 20 past 10 and 3 a.m. I drank more than my body weight, I'm pretty sure. I was drinking lots and lots at the bar. Then I noticed that they had Don Julio tequila. And I asked the barman, well, is that included in the open bar? And he went like that. And I went, oh, I can't have that. And he went, no, it's free. So I was like, yes, please, I'll have that. I wasn't paying. I guess that's Andrew Wilson. Thank you for the half a bottle of Don Julio tequila that I destroyed. There was food. It was an open bar. There was music. It was incredible. All of the opposition were there, but they were all incredibly nice, incredibly welcoming. The whole weekend, the Crucible crew were actually some of the nicest people that I've met. Just ignoring their horrific views on the world. Just ignoring the things they say and do. They were actually really nice people, and they respected me and welcomed me and everything. And I'm now on the inside with them, but don't worry, I'm collecting information. So Saturday night was great, and then I got extremely drunk, and I remember drinking lots, and I remember there being discussions about we should probably start to head back at some point. And I do not remember leaving the bar. I do not remember the Uber drive home. I do not remember the getting into the hotel. What I do remember is putting my key card on the hotel, going in on my door, going into my room and drinking a lot of water. Possibly saying goodnight to Rubiks as they were on the same corridor as me. Rubiks was like, and that's why I had to be the sober one. Yes. And I was a little worried, I guess, because I knew I had my debate with Rachel Wilson at 11 a.m. But I was cool. I managed to get up I didn't do the gym I did the gym the previous morning. I didn't do the gym that morning because, fuck that shit when I'm still basically drunk. I did the maths. And there's no way that my my liver could have processed that amount of alcohol that quickly. So I must have been still drunk. So anyway, got up, did the checking people in for the Sunday after having breakfast and everything. Borg says I was telling the Uber driver I debate Flerfs for a living. Yeah, apparently that's what I did. And then 11 o'clock was my debate with Rachel Wilson. You know what? I think I did really fucking well. I am going to show you the intro of the debate. Tomorrow, we're going to do a full stream review of the debate, and anyone that wants to come on and help review it with me is more than welcome. This is my first time debating this topic, and any feedback is welcome. But I think that I did absolutely fantastic, personally. I won over the crowd. I rejected Rachel's arguments and responded to them in the best way that I thought I could. I really think that I destroyed Rachel. I made her change the things she was saying. I made her move the goalpost constantly. Yeah, it was great. And if you want to watch the whole debate, it's on Modern Day Debates. I'm going to be releasing the first part of it on my channel tomorrow, and then I'll release it bit by bit. But yeah, we'll do a review of it tomorrow. But I'm going to play you the intro, and I would genuinely like your thoughts. Okay? So bear with me. Of course, the Andrew Wilson one's doing really well. Mine is the second best, I think.
Held open for young women who are not married yet, for widows.
Excellent. We'll switch it over to Craig for his 15-minute opening.
Right, yeah. So here we are at Debatecon 6, live in Nashville. And bear in mind, like I said, this was mere hours after me drinking more than I have in many, many, many years. So I think the fact that I'm standing there is a pretty good thing.
As well.
Hello. First off, I do want to say I'm a little angry at you coercing your husband into renting out an entire bar just to get me drunk before our debate. It's a little harsh. Conveniently, she didn't drink very much. Right, you ready to have this mansplained to you? Yeah, good. If I get
That was one of my jokes. You ruined it already.
if I get hungry, you can go to make me a sandwich, okay? Right. Morning, everyone. How you doing?
I was worried about that, right? Because, yeah, it's very topical things I was saying. You know, it's about feminism, so I was making fun of it by, like, treating her like a pathetic little woman. You know, gonna have it mansplained, make me a sandwich. But, of course, this is the right-wing crowd that are, you know, totally against everything that I normally say. So I was worried that those jokes were going to fall completely flat. But I got laughs, and I got claps. And I did like it. Oh, Borg, don't worry. We're going to get to the last guy. I don't think he'll be in this video. Yeah, I think he was probably cut out, to be honest. Yeah.
I am here today to debate the lovely Rachel Wilson, who's written a book claiming feminism was basically invented by witches, CIA spies, and probably a couple of magic mushrooms along the way. If that sounds less like history and more like the rejected script for Stranger Things Season 5, then you're not wrong. Let's be clear, feminism is not an occult ritual, it's not a CIA psyop, and it's definitely not a satanic plot to overthrow the nuclear family. It's the
Yeah, I fluffed the line. I know.
Radical idea, well, radical back then, not really now, that women are human beings who should have the same rights as men, and that's it. It's not hard, it's not mystical, and it's not demonic. Before feminism, women couldn't vote, own property in many places, or even have their own bank accounts without a man's permission. In the 60s, women in the UK could be fired just for getting married.
JSS Tiger says for $10, it's hard for me to watch a woman self-depreciate. What kind of message does it send to young girls when you tell them what they can't do? Well, that's Rachel's whole stick. Is like, you can't do that. You're a woman. And she owns it. Whereas we find the fact of telling a woman they can't do that reprehensible. For Rachel Wilson's like, nah, they can't do it. They're a weak, little, pathetic woman. Rachel's entire argument is, oh, men big muscles. I mean, they're right. Look at these fucking guns, right? Men big muscles. Therefore, you know, Earth. No, wait, hold on. Men big muscles. Therefore, they give pretty little dumb, weak women their rights. Rachel's argument is that us strong men with our benevolence have bestowed upon you these rights because we decided that we could. Or that we wanted to. Because of course we could. And we could take them away if we want. And what are you going to do? Attack us? Ha, pathetic woman. I'll just backhand you. No problem. You only have rights because us big strong men allow you to have the rights. That's her argument. Is that women are just weak compared to men. Women aren't as strong as men. Therefore, any rights that women have is a lie because the men could just take those rights away. Oh, Rachel, she is a mother many times over and a homeschooler. Euromop says, what time tomorrow, brother? Probably about 10, 11 p.m. UK time. Do you want to come and join me? PhD Tony says, Planet Peterson suggests his online persona is an act. Jo concludes he is therefore scamming his followers. Yeah, well, FTFE is an act, right? But I'm pretty sure you guys are smart enough to realise that. I mean, what you're seeing on stage here is more me. Warm-hearted, witty, humorous, not as much of a dick. Skeptic, I'm not too sure of her vaccination beliefs, but I would not be surprised.
In the US, marital rape wasn't fully criminalized until the mid-90s, and that's not ancient history, that's pretty much yesterday. Rachel will claim things like women didn't even want the vote. Great claim, zero evidence. The moment women could vote, they turned out in huge numbers. The historical record is full of church women, union women, activist women, mothers, teachers, nurses, ordinary women organizing for suffrage. If your argument relies on pretending they didn't exist, then your argument is dead on arrival. Should also tell you feminism makes women less happy. Also, zero evidence. No serious study shows women were happier when they had no legal autonomy, no financial independence, and no...
Yeah. Rachel's big thing, or one of the big things, is that women didn't want any rights anyway. They were happy being little housewives with no autonomy and stuck in abusive marriages and, you know, basically treated like unpaid. They were much happier back then. All the women in the chat, give me a 1 if you agree with Rachel Wilson. Give me a 2 if I'm a sexy motherfucker. Rick 2 Bits, member for 50 months, says, why is Rachel even attempting to debate a man? I know, isn't that like totally against feminism? It's in my intro.
No escape from abusive marriages. Even if someone digs up one cherry-picked graph from a think tank that hates women working, happiness is complicated. You can't just point to modern stress and say, ah, yes, must be the equality that did it. That's the way astrologists think. And then there's my favourite, the forced doctrine argument that Rachel and Jim Bob and Jake all love, that men are stronger, ooh, look at my muscles, therefore we have given women rights out of benevolence. No, rights weren't given, they were won. Women organised, protested, lobbied, marched, starved themselves, chained themselves to railings, got arrested, got beaten, got force-fed and refused to shut up.
Women not shutting up, who would have fucking thought, right? Yeah, the thing is, women got their rights, and I'm going to be frank here, because they're fucking stubborn. Men went, no, you can't have rights. They went, yes, we can. They went, no, you can't. They went, yes, we can, and we're going to sit over there and not eat until you give us the rights. And the men went, but no. And they went, well, what are you going to do about it? We're going to hit you. Okay, hit me. Okay. And then they got hit. And the women were like, now what? I still want my rights. And the men went, no. Right, we're just going to do marches and disrupt your businesses then. But, I mean, I don't want to give you the right. Well, we want them. Keep giving us the rights, please. But, I mean, fine. Women are stubborn. They're going to get the rights because they fucking wanted the rights. Rights weren't given, they were won. Jimbo Slice says, I watched it. Craig got absolutely wrecked. Jimbo, you remember the parts where Rachel said all the things that women can't do, and I pointed out the things that women can't do that she's saying that the women are actually doing? Defeating her entire argument over and over and over.
If feminism were just men being sweethearts, it wouldn't have taken 100 years of fighting to get a ballot paper. And here is the actual kicker. When societies give women equal rights, things improve. Education goes up, domestic violence actually goes down. Health outcomes improve, poverty shrinks, economies grow faster. Every major organization on earth, from the United Nations to the World Bank, backs that. The only people who don't are YouTube commentators who type with one hand while Googling how to talk to women. Rachel will tell you...
Which is probably quite a lot of the right-wingers, to be honest. A lot of them want this trad wife, right? They think that women should be subservient little creatures, and they won't settle for anything apart from that. So a lot of them are actually 30-year-old virgins. Whereas I've respected women my whole life. I grew up with an amazing mother and 2 amazing sisters. I learned to fucking respect women for what they are. Stubborn dicks that keep you alive. And then I married a woman. And I realised that, yeah, they're all like that. They're all stubborn cunts. Just trying to make sure the men don't die. Because without the women in our life, us men would all be dead 1,000 times over. Like, I can't tell you the amount of times that Emma has stopped me saying or doing something stupid. Gem Custom Gamer says, I watched this. It was a no-brainer, really. You had the audience stacked against you, but can you imagine anyone in Scotland trying to debate this? Our culture is just way different. Yeah, it would have been a totally different scene. I think I won. Rubiks is right. Some may have been happy, but feminism grants the choice. Yeah, you women, you are fucking dicks, Rachbot. You know that, right?
Feminism is a conspiracy, that it's witches, demons, elites, CIA culture warfare, goddess worship, you name it. But here's the truth. Movements with millions of participants over 100 years don't start with a seance. They start with injustice. Feminism didn't appear because a demon whispered it into somebody's ear. It appeared because women were sick of being treated like unpaid labor with no rights and no escape. And look, credit where it's due. Rachel wrote a fantastic book, which is actually a great example of feminism working. A woman publishing, speaking publicly, influencing society, debating ideas on stage. That is feminism in action. She's literally doing the thing that says women, that she says women shouldn't be doing. Rachel, you are your own feminist success story.
And that's the kicker of my argument. That won it for me, right? Without feminism, yeah, there was women that would talk and stuff, and you know, whatever, but the men didn't care about that. Oh, silly little girl, sit down, blah, 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 blah. Feminism hasn't just changed what women can do, it's changed the attitudes around women. For the majority of sane people, of course. So most people now, if there is a woman talking on stage, they're not going to be dismissed by the men. More people are going to listen. And that's why Rachel had a big crowd there of mostly men. Who, of course, were agreeing with Rachel saying that women should be a little subservient little thing to you. Oh, bless my little heart. Oh, look at me so weak and tiny. Right? And, of course, the men there were agreeing with her. Because they're morons. They're right-wingers. They don't understand that women want the opportunity. There might be... the minority of women will be like, oh, I don't want rights and I want my man to be the be-all and end-all. But most women do not. Jimbo Slice calling people weak and feminine. Dude, sit down. I could bench press you.
Feminism gives us female doctors, astronauts, scientists, prime ministers, Nobel Prize winners, and I mean real ones, like Marie Curie, Toni Morrison, I'll probably pronounce some of these names wrong, Mara Yousafzai, and Tu Youyou. It gave us leaders like Margaret Thatcher, Angela Merkel.
Nah, Andy, don't, Jiffy Cones, don't play whack-a-troll. Just call him an idiot a bunch and point out that, women are not little slave creatures. They are humans with rights. Thanks a lot, Andy says women's rights should never have been up for debate. Nobody has a valid reason to deny them. Rachel says she does because she says forced doctrine is a thing, which means that men big, strong, therefore women have rights because we say so.
Jacinda Ardern and trailblazers like Katherine Johnson, whose maths put humanity on the moon. And let's be honest, it's also give us wives who roll their eyes at their husbands but still keep us alive. Behind every great man, there is a woman with her arms crossed, waiting for him to finally admit that she was right all along. So Rachel, you can talk about witches, conspiracies, pagan goddesses, shadowy elites, CIA plots, all you like. I will stick to history, evidence and basic reality. Feminism isn't optional, equality isn't optional, and women being amazing, capable, brilliant human beings is also not optional. If that bothers you, well, tough. Equality is happening with or without your permission.
Thank you very much.
Come on, woo! Raise the roof.
Much for that opening as well. We'll jump right into
a clap from the right wingers.
I wanted to quick.
Look at the audience.
Life. Behind every was right all along. CIA plots isn't a human being without your permission.
I see one woman there. Just here. All men. Here's Will Duffy. Right here, you can see Will watching me. It's all men. Of course they like her. Look at the pretty blonde girl on stage. Of course they're going to like... This pretty, gorgeous little blonde girl is standing there going, women should just do what the men say and be at home ready for sex whenever they want. Of course the men are going to love that. There were some women in the audience. The majority were not. Thanks, Andy says, I sounded still drunk. Hey, I think if I sounded drunk, I pulled it off pretty fucking well, right? Jimbo Slice says, FTFE must be turning into Flat Esther, whatever that is. Because I didn't say that is my opinion. I said she won the debate. You aren't equipped to make the argument. Well, that is your opinion. It's your opinion that she won the debate. Your opinion is wrong. Objectively, I won the debate. I had the better arguments. I had the better rebuttals. I had her on the ropes constantly, having to shift her position and move the goalpost over and over and over. I took the hostile audience that were against me and put them on my side. They laughed with me. They clapped for me. They were on my side. So I won that debate as far as I'm concerned. And if you say that I didn't, well, that means you're fucking moronic. Tomorrow we will go over the entire debate. And You Are Mopped is going to join me. I'm going to see if Max can join me as well. Apparently there's something to do with flatzoid wanking going on as well. Jimmer Slice says, flat earther as in big hands that cover multiple letters simultaneously. Okay then, if you say so, dude. But guys, what did you think of my opening? I thought I did pretty well. I would very much like your opinion. This is, again, I feel like James doesn't like me, right? Because both the times he's brought me over to America for Debatecon, he has put me against the big ones. I mean, Rachel Wilson is the anti-feminist female, right? That she is known worldwide for that. Andrew Wilson is the right-wing Christian debater. He's known worldwide for that. It's the first time that I debated these topics, and this is only my third ever in-person live debate. My first one being against Andrew Wilson. So I feel like James of Modern Day Debates does not like me, because he's putting me against the big guys straight away. Now Andrew it was a tough debate because I was unprepared for his extremely slippery rhetoric. And it wasn't as convincing a victory as what I had against Rachel Wilson. Thanks, Andy says, difficult topic when it's new to you. Yeah, but I mean, feminism in general isn't new to me. I've always been, for women's rights and feminism. And I had arguments many times about it. But it's the first time actually doing research and looking into stuff and preparing and everything, and then actually debating it. So I really enjoyed it. And tomorrow we will go through the entire debate. It's going to be amazing. Like I said, today's stream is not going to be a massive one. Right? And I just wanted to touch base and let everyone know what's going on. So, going to be finishing in about 15 minutes then. Just wanted a quick one today. And tomorrow we'll finish up. So, I want to let everyone know what's happening with the channel. You may notice views have been dropping a little bit because of my argument with the YouTube algorithm. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, the drama at the end of this debate first. So, I think it's been cut out, right? It's been cut out. But at the end, there's a Q&A. I'll show you some people up for Q&A.
I can't use an auger to save my life. Like, it will break.
Really hungry and
that we have.
That's not a duty. So a duty would be like,
Yeah, you said duty.
ought to do this.
yeah, my question is for Rachel. I'm really hungry and
This is Andrew Wilson, Rachel's wife, and he's actually being quite funny here.
yeah, my question is for Rachel. I'm really hungry and I want you to make me some food. So, lunch is right out here, so.
Sorry, James. I have to go back to my real job now.
Can I get a sandwich?
No.
Oh.
You can make it yourself.
Fine. I would have done it better anyway.
This dude was around quite a lot. I've seen him on my side with a lot of arguments as well. But I just want to say he's fucking ripped, and James as well. Both these dudes are ripped. What's going on here? But yeah, at the end they had the Q&A, and everyone was really quite nice. And they've obviously cut out. But this guy here at the back, the final question, right? Let me just double check they haven't kept that in.
I didn't have a question.
Call me a what?
Yeah, no, he did keep it in.
One last question.
One last question. Oh, I can't hold it. No problem. I was actually just going to call you a faggot. I didn't have a question.
Call me a what?
We're going to wrap.
Surprised they kept that in. But yeah, that happened. Live on stage. I'm quite surprised that he's kept that in, to be honest. Right? The dude used his Q&A to call me a faggot. For some reason. And then he sat down and said, I did that because I want Andrew Wilson to trust me. They were all against it. The hotel gave me permission to kick him out. So, we couldn't find him for a while. And then security said, look, you find him, let us know. You're allowed to tell him to leave. So I went up to him and this is Jake the Rattlesnake, I think, recording. And he just missed the beginning where I said to him, say it again to my face. Like that. And he went, you're a faggot. Kind of looked away when he said it. But then this was caught, this bit.
The thing is, when you're watching conversations, you're prepared to change the topic. You are a disgusting, ridiculous individual. Get the fuck out of this hotel.
Now, I don't think he realised that that was me kicking him out of the hotel, because he tries to continue walking forward.
No, you can't go back there.
Security's like, but nah, you can't. And he is very confused. So I decide to enlighten him.
You're done back there.
I am kicking you out. You are banned.
That felt good, right? Wasn't aggressive. I didn't shout. I didn't fight. I could have. I could have snapped the guy in half with my bare hands, but I didn't. So I I kicked him out from the hotel. Now, turns out he didn't even have a room at the hotel. He was only there for the event, and I just banned him from the event. So he decided to stick around, right? And I think a lot of people were telling him that he was a dick. And a bit later, like maybe 2-3 hours later, he saw me in the lobby and he came over and was like, I want to apologize. I was like, I don't want your fucking apology. And he kept walking towards me. And I said to him, if you take another step forward, I'm going to consider that a threat. And I'm going to use physical force to defend myself. And it was at that point, security literally picked him up and threw him out of the hotel because we realized that he didn't even have a room in the hotel at all. So it was at that point he was trespassed from the hotel completely and utterly. And that was my trip to Nashville. The next day, we drank quite a bit Sunday night as well. Played some board games with Richard Carrier. Cards Against Humanity, fucking hilarious. And then we, Sunday I kind of chilled and then got ready. Sorry, the Monday I chilled, got ready, and flew home. And that was my trip to America. And it's left me here with a look at my channel and realizing that Flat Earth just ain't doing it anymore, right? This year's been a really hard one for me. It started, I was having some issues anyway because I'd been ill. I'd had problems with my neighbor and everything. I'd been arrested and, you know, my mental health was pretty low at the beginning of the year. And then in February, Storm Eowyn removed the roof of my house. Like, just destroyed my house, my home. So I had to move at very short notice to the other side of Fife. It was very, very frustrating and confusing. And that was hard on my mental health. All this is happening while the operation on my leg is fast approaching. I'm still fighting, trying to lose weight and go to the gym. Things are hard. And then we know my mum's a bit ill. And you know, she's got cancer, but we think she's got a few years. And then, you know, as I'm getting my new place, you know, mum's saying that she's getting more and more sick. But it's kind of at the back of my mind because I think, oh, she's just a bit sick. It'll be fine. She'll be fine. She's just poorly. We're worried because we haven't been given a lease for our new place. And they've been arguing about giving us a lease because we've got an extra room here. And they were saying that we should go back to our other place, which we refused to do because it's dangerous for us with the people that live there. So it's been stressy the whole time, working on my channel, you know, but my mental health has been getting worse and worse and worse. So I haven't been able to do the things I've wanted to do. I've had lots of plans for new videos and everything, things scripted, etc., but no. My mental health has literally destroyed my ability to do a lot of things, and I've released a lot less content than I normally would, and it has affected my numbers, and most importantly, it's affected my revenue pretty badly. So I'm trying to build that back up, and you know, Flat Earth's just not doing it, and I'm going to be trying to get into other stuff and pushing it, and I'm really asking for your help, guys, in sharing the channel. That it really, really helps that you share the channel. That's the best way to help me build back up. It's really great if you can super chat and stuff. It means the world. That's how I make my money. Ad revenue isn't a lot on YouTube, so it is your donations, your super chats, your memberships that really, really help. And if you can, any small change that you happen to have, super chatting with that really, 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 really helps the channel. I I've struggled as we got the years got on. My mum's got more and more ill. I kept getting myself injured. Did my good leg in. I had to deal with that. And then it got to the point where they're like, yeah, your mum's only got like a few weeks left, and it kind of started really hitting. And then of course, I got the phone call that you need to come and say goodbye. And I got the first flight that I could. And she died while I was in the air. And that hurt, like more than I could ever imagine. I got the phone call as we landed. She's gone. And what happens when the plane lands? Everyone's out of their plane, out of their fucking seat. Get luggage. Everyone's standing all around you. And I'd just been told my mum's died. I had like burst into tears more than you could ever imagine, whilst surrounded by a bunch of strangers. It was fucking horrific. I didn't know how to deal with it, and I still don't. I feel lost. I feel broken. I keep waiting for the pain to go away, and it's not. But my mental health has been absolutely fucking destroyed by it. So I'm working really hard to get back into it. I've scripted a bunch of videos for a few new things, but also new episodes of Flerfs Idiots, and I'm working really hard on getting those released. But I am asking for your help with the channel. I need your help to build it back up to where it was, with the numbers that it was. If you could share the channel, I really, really appreciate it. But right now, the 150 of you in the chat, if you could just chuck a super chat my way. Just a very small one. It's just a couple of quid. It really helps the channel. It's never mandatory, of course. It's just always appreciated. But if you are able to, just smash that super chat button, smash the memberships, gift memberships to friends, gift memberships to anyone. Tell everyone about the channel, because there's big things coming up. Right? I love every single one of you, more than you can imagine. Just a quick stream tonight. But tomorrow, a full review of the Rachel Wilson debate. In the meantime, I will see you tomorrow. Let's finish with a video. Bob Knoll for $10 says, give yourself some grace. We love you. Things will get better. Thank you. It's hard right now. This is what I do. And, I have to do well. Kevin wants $3,000 to debate me. Low. Thanks a lot. Andy says, Craig, I've shared your channel with all my friends. They both said they'd look. Alright guys, thank you very much for hanging around. I'll see you all in the morning, tomorrow. Let's say 11 p.m. For a couple of hours before Toon does his show. And then Wednesday, I'm going to try and either get a debate or maybe pop into Nathan Oakley's stream and then review that a bit later. In the meantime, remember, Nathan Oakley looks like Uncle Fester.
On science, cause he knows he's wrong. Peppermill and butt plugs on his nightstand glow. Creepy cam on his future wife, like that's a healthy show. Earth measures fake, yeah, sure it does. Science is fake, cause Nathan says it was. Dollar store cult leader with his insults, cheap arguments weaker than the company he keeps. You got my balls in your mouth, that's your greatest line. I'm glad your kids now his kid on stream to silence her cry. stars prove it flat. Sexons don't work on balls, and that's a fact. Vindictive, childish insults on loop. The echo chamber leader of a deluded truth. You've got my balls in your mouth. That's how you win debates. You're a dishonest grifter spreading nonsense and hate. Gas fall down, go boom boom. Nathan's brain on repeat. Debates like playground fights, except with more defeat. New button warrior, coward in disguise, screaming at real science, spewing nothing but lies. Every time he talks, the evidence bends. Only in his mind where logic You've got my balls in your mouth, that's your lasting claim. A monument to nonsense, a YouTube shame. Gas fall down, go boom boom. Echoes through the night. Nathan Oakley, forever wrong but never right. Never right.
Remember, stupidity's not a right. Fight the flat earth.